Hey, it's me again, checking in. I just watched the next episode of Thousand Pound Sisters. I am behind, very behind probably. The holidays, they kind of take it out of me. I get very busy. In fact, today I don't have much time to talk about it, but I'm going to try to at least make a quick 10-minute video, or sorry, vlog pod. But this is my take. It's episode 5 of season 6. And it's called not Carpe Diem, which I love that name, okay? But it's a good episode. It had some funny parts that made me laugh. There was a little bit of drama, and there was just a lot of stuff sprinkled throughout that I liked. So the family basically gets together and they go to a restaurant with their mom, which the mom hasn't really been there since, gosh, when was the last season? The first season? Second season? I don't even remember, but the mom wasn't there for a long time. And it was because in the very beginning, when they were first deciding to do the weight loss surgery and lose the weight, their mom basically told them they wouldn't be able to do it. And she would just wait to see them give up and then they could just go eat some more. I don't know. It was just really toxic situation in the beginning. And I remember Amy being really hurt about it and Tammy too, and they were upset. So it was kind of nice to see them hang out with her again. Chris was there and she actually genuinely congratulated them on all the progress they'd made. And they do deserve it because they both have made a lot of progress. Amy kind of is stuck in this sort of plateau yo-yo diet kind of thing right now. She's still got a ways to go to her goal weight, but she did lose a lot of weight. It's true. And then Tammy is pretty close to her goal weight. I think it's around 200 is where the doctor wants her to get to next. So it was just a sweet little moment. Their mom made this comment because they were talking about how Amanda's fighting with them now. Or with Tammy, sorry. Tammy and Amanda are still fighting. They have not cleared the air. It's this whole thing. And they told their mom about it, and their mom was like, well, they've been fighting all their lives. I don't know if she meant Amanda and Tammy or just all the siblings in general, but she was talking about how they fight over cooking and how they fought over like dill pickle. And I was like, oh, yeah, I could see that, fighting over snacks, right? But then she mentions that, oh, I don't buy just, a dozen. I get a gallon, several gallons. And that shocked me. I'm like, several gallons of pickles? That's just crazy. So that made me laugh. But pickles are good. I actually really like pickles too. I can't eat a gallon of them though. So the episode continues on and they have to clear the air with Tammy and Amanda. They want them to come together. Like the whole episode is based on this dinner at the end where Amanda and all of them are going to get together and they want Tammy to be there at this dinner party that Amy's hosting and she's going to cook at. They want to have all the siblings there and just get rid of this tension that's in the air between them, right? Because it's affecting all of their holidays. And then I didn't realize, but it's been 2 months since that big blow up that happened between Tammy and Amanda. Tammy mentions, oh, well, I haven't seen or spoken to Amanda in 2 months. That was shocking. I was like, wow. So time is different on reality shows. So it's like 1 or 2 episodes could actually be 2 months or half a year, or who knows how much time is passing, right? The funny part, though, was Amy decided to invite Amanda to this dinner party. So she coaxed her out of the house to do this cooking event. And they got these crazy aprons for it. I won't go into too much detail, but they're out there. They're a little out there, I'll say that. But I thought that was hilarious. Like, that's just fun, okay? That's fun. You can have fun with your family and not be drama. But yeah, they go and they cook these beef steaks and the instructor was a little judgmental because Amy wanted hers well done, completely well done, burnt almost. And then Amy was just like, well, I like mine this way. she wasn't taking anything from this instructor, which I was glad for because it was a little judgmental. Like, I guess they came there to learn how to cook the steak, a certain way. And I guess the instructor was trying to give advice on that and tips and how you can make it different than how you'd normally make it at home, right? So, both sides are they could listen to each other more, but it turned out good. Amy cooked up, she added all these spices to it. She added like lemon, and the instructor was like, yeah, that's going to be tart. That's going to be sour and tart. And it was, because the instructor tried it later and said it was tart, but she was very nice about it and she complimented it. Also, I skipped the main beginning of the episode where Tammy is living with Chris and his family, and Tammy seems to be doing well. Chris mentions that she's not really talking at all, just to not offend anyone. And I don't know, I'm kind of sad for that. But usually you can't get her to stop talking, right? Well, now she just doesn't talk at all. So there's all these awkward silences. And it just does show awkward silence with his wife, Brittany, and their daughter is there, and their daughter's child is also living there. They mentioned they only have one bathroom. That's crazy to me. For all of them, one bathroom, that's a bit much. But they do show these weird, awkward silences that I saw in the last episode where Tammy's sitting on the couch with them and it's just quiet. And I don't know if that's mainly just the reality show editing it that way. Chris literally mentions that there are silences. So I'm guessing it is there if it's not edited, or it might be exaggerated. But yeah, he mentions that that's happening. They're all adjusting. You can tell Brittany wants her out because she keeps asking Chris when he's going to be done. And he's like, well, I'm tired. I need a day off. So that might delay it an extra week. And oh my gosh, the look on this girl's face. Like, talk about making someone uncomfortable. She does all this in front of Tammy also. She's asking these questions and she's making faces and stuff. Like I said in the other episode, there's a time and a place for that. You don't need to be hashing out all your business in front of your family member, right? You could talk to Chris about that in your own private area. But, reality show, that's probably encouraged heavily, right? Who knows? So Tammy ends up weighing herself because she asks Chris how his weight is going. And he mentions that he's lost 15 pounds since he last saw the doctor and saw the gain and everything. So I was really happy for Chris in that moment because 15 pounds is a great start. I think he's supposed to lose, 50 pounds or something to qualify for the skin surgery. But he's really happy about that. So that inspires Tammy to go ahead and weigh in because she hasn't weighed in at all. I guess she doesn't really own a scale. I guess because she's in someone else's house. But they bring out a scale for her. She stands on it. She has dropped to 281. And wow, I don't know what she's doing, but it's working for her because she hasn't had any stalls. She's not gaining any weight compared to the others. She's just doing amazing. I'm really proud of her. I'm really happy for her. And Chris mentions that she's less than him now, which he never thought would happen. He thought she'd always be the bigger sister than him. And he mentions to her that she should go with him to see the skin doctor because I guess he's going to get a second opinion from a different doctor than they previously saw. And I thought that was kind of weird. So I went over how Tammy weighed in and she saw that she was less than Chris, which is a huge achievement for her and also for Chris. Because Chris thought that would never happen, I guess, which is crazy thought to me. But after that, Chris decides and side note, he was cooking for them that whole time, and that was just so nice of him. Like, I don't know if it's a regular thing, but, guys that aren't afraid to cook for their family, to be nice sometimes, that's so nice. But moving on, Chris wants to get a second opinion on the surgery, and he asks Tammy to go with, and I don't know, it kind of bugged me. He just didn't want to listen to the other doctor's orders, or I don't know, just wanted that second opinion. It's good to get a second opinion, but I thought that was kind of weird because what was it? They want him to lose 50 more pounds or something. I know he wasn't approved in the first episode of the season. The doctor did not approve him for skin surgery, but he wanted a second opinion. And I guess it does make sense because Tammy does have a lot of excess skin. And Chris remarked in the episode that she has so much excess skin, it can like go past her knees. So, and you can tell, you can see it just hanging on her. And I have had a little experience with excess skin, but it hasn't been so much that it interrupts my life. There's been a point where it was kind of annoying and kind of itchy, and it's bothersome, and that's just a little bit of skin. I can't imagine having that much skin and having to just deal with it, especially if you want to go walking or do stuff and it's like rubbing together and chafing. Chafing is a worst nightmare when it comes to swimming or walking or anything like that. So I can just imagine what she's going through. So he wants to see if he can get her approved sooner as well. They go to the doctor, the second doctor, is it Dr. Turner? And he basically looks at them both. He goes over their charts. Chris, he mentions that if he loses about 20 to 30-ish pounds, he will go ahead and do the surgery, the skin surgery, which was kind of surprising to me. And he was definitely pleasantly surprised as well. That was surprising to me because, I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about it because the main thing is most doctors don't want to do the skin surgery too soon because if you lose a ton more weight, you'll have even more skin just hanging there, right? And you'll have to get another surgery again, and it's another risk to your life. And I don't know, it just kind of irked me weird that this doctor just kind of, he lowered the bar as far as weight loss. I'm not sure. So Chris basically got approved. I guess he's gonna go for it. I don't think he should personally, but he's gonna go for it. But Tammy, on the other hand, the doctor doesn't even look at her. He doesn't even look at her skin first or anything. He immediately just goes over her chart and says, "I'm sorry, you're not going to be a candidate." And the reason being is that she recently had her surgery. I don't know how to phrase that. It's been sooner since Chris got his surgery, right? So Chris had his longer in the past. I don't know why I can't phrase that, but it's been longer with Chris's surgery than with Tammy's. So since it's been only, 18 months? It's only been 18 months, so just too soon. Or sorry, I'm not sure the exact date, but it's within 18 months, so it's too soon. They say that the patients usually lose the most weight by the 18-month mark, and after that, they clear them for a skin surgery. I believe that's what I was trying to say. So Tammy is still within that time frame, so she cannot have surgery. She's not a candidate. And you just see Tammy shut down immediately. She's got a frown on her face. Her body language just totally changes. She covers her face. She is not happy at all. I'm really hoping this doesn't derail her in any way, but I just felt for her because that probably, why even come if she was just going to get denied, right? But she shuts down, and then Chris is like, oh no, here we go, because he realizes she's upset, and it's becoming a drama again. And then the doctor's like, well, do you want me to look at your skin? And I thought that was weird. Like, why didn't he look at her first and then tell her? Like, he got her hopes up for nothing. Well, even though looking at the skin might have got her hopes up too, right? But she refused. She's like, I'm not getting undressed. There's no way. And I understand that. Like, why? There's no chance you're going to approve me anyway. Why go through all the trouble, right? And Chris got all mad because he's like, well, maybe if the doctor looks, he will, approve you. That's not going to happen. Nope. Sorry. So yeah, that drama, it ends badly. And they did. So I'm not sure how it's going to proceed. I guess Tammy's just going to stick with the original goal, and Chris is going to go with this new doctor. Let's see. The end of the episode basically goes to that dinner party that Amy is hosting. Amanda and Tammy are going to be there, and everyone's nervous about it. Chris talks to Amanda ahead of time. They talk to Tammy ahead of time. They're like, please, please, please be on your best behavior. Don't piss each other off. They get mad first. Don't be the one to accelerate it, etc. All of that, So the dinner party, it goes off very well to start. Amy makes this recipe. It's an odd recipe, I must admit. It's basically chicken breast with this some kind of syrupy sweet sauce on top, and it's sugary, and I don't know. It was weird. It was all just weird for me. And they they literally try it, and you can see the looks on their faces as they are taking bites of this concoction that they made. And Amy mentions, oh yeah, I put low sugar-free maple syrup instead of the high-calorie one. And they're like, you put syrup? And they thought it was so funny. Oh, it was great. That was great. But they did try it. I'll give them that. And they liked it. Sometimes you just got to try something new, Sometimes you just got to try something new to change up your diet, right? You're not going to like salads right away. You're not going to like vegetables right away. It's going to take building a habit to get it into your diet, right? So I give them props for that. They tried it. They did it. They liked it. It was good. Tammy mentioned it was like pink inside, or not cooked. She said it was not cooked, but it looked pretty cooked from what I saw, but we don't know. We didn't see everything. So I got to end this out. The drama at the end is that Amanda decides to share her news. It gets pretty tense a couple of times because she interrupts Tammy at one point because Chris wants to clear the air. He wants this tension out of the air. He tries saying, well, I just want this dinner is a start to making things right with the family. And Tammy is trying to say something about how she wants to move past it and she wants this to be Amy's night, no drama. But Amanda immediately interrupts her, and she's basically trying to say the same thing, that she just wants to have a nice night and make this peaceful for the family and calm and everything, right? So that blows Tammy up because she doesn't know she's saying the same thing, but she thinks she's just interrupting because of some kind of drama, or she has to always be in charge. And I noticed Amanda is kind of aggressive like that. Like she has to be in charge of the conversation. And it's very similar to Vanessa and 1,000-Pound Best Friends. She just has to be in charge of making things right and, making the conversation go the way she wants it to go, right? But that blows over. Tammy manages to hold it together, but it does get tense there. And then everything's going so well and kind and nice, and Amy even mentions, oh, this came out so good, I'm so happy. But then, of course, Amanda has to drop her news that she is moving. It's not just, I had a feeling this is what she was going to say. I for a split second, I was afraid she was going to say she was pregnant or something. But then I saw that she was drinking alcohol earlier, so I was like, no, it can't be that. But she's got these huge news to drop, and she drops it right at that moment when everyone's having a good time and happy and enjoying the night. And she says, instead of just visiting Florida for the holidays, she is deciding to move there permanently with her long-term boyfriend, long-distance boyfriend, permanently. And it does not go over well at all. Nope, not at all. Surprisingly, Chris is the one that shuts down, and he literally gets up and leaves the table, and he says he's not fine. I was surprised. I thought someone else would freak out, but it was Chris. Tammy could care less, I think. She was like, bye, good riddance. Like, oh man, I was like, dang, girl. Amy starts crying, of course. She doesn't want this at all. She's probably upset that her dinner is practically ruined. Her evening is ruined after it was going so well. And yeah, I really think she should have had tact and not announced it at this dinner. I think Amanda should have announced it separately maybe at her place, or I don't know, just some I think it probably has to do with the episode, and reality show wanted it to be this dramatic moment. But it was dramatic. Chris walked out. Everyone was upset. Amy was crying. And, there's never a dull day with this family, right? And it's supposed to be like that as far as reality TV shows go. But with them, they do have quite a bit of family drama going on. But I'm going to wrap it up here because this has gotten super long. And hope you're having a great day out there, motivating day, having a hard time. I'm here for you, and I hope you turn it around, or at least do something kind for yourself and something good for your health that will lift your spirits a little bit. So yeah, have a great motivating day. Happy goal getting, and I'll be back for the next episode. Bye.